When we go out as a family, people will say, "Oh, can we take a picture?" And I'm like, "Of course. Let me have the phone. I'll take it."
Yeah.
And they're like, "No, I kind of want you
No,
to
with
be in it."
you.
I'm like, "Nah, I'm good back here." I still struggle with it. I struggle with it a lot. It's funny to me because every so often, I don't do it often because number one, I don't have time. And number two, I don't actually think it's helpful whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
But occasionally I will read comments.
Oh God, not helpful.
Not helpful at all. And on the rare occasion that I do, I always end up stopping myself when I find a comment or something somewhere about, wasn't she the one that said she didn't want this platform? Or wasn't she the one that said she didn't like attention? Because there are so many reasons that I have justified doing what I'm doing. And all of them to me are valid and meaningful. And I don't need to explain that to people.
No.
So I have to have these moments of, it doesn't matter that other people don't get it.
Mm-hmm.
But they were going to talk about our family regardless. So why not get it straight from the source? Like, I'll tell you straight up. That's why the podcast is not going to lie. It's, I'm not going to lie to you. If it's something that I will be honest about, I'll talk about it. And if I don't want to talk about it, I'm just not going to talk about it.
Suck my ass.
Suck my ass.
But like, I just imagine, do you have mixed emotions around it of like, does any part of you wish, because I do think there was a period
that I wasn't 1,000%. I don't think that people understand the degree that I am serious.
I agree. I feel it and I know it and I believe it, which is why I'm so interested in it, because I think there was a period where Jason was famous to a Philly crowd. Like I think people in Philly knew who Jason was
very much,
or maybe big football fans, but he could have, correct me if I'm wrong, like very much gone on a vacation and not been noticed.
Been noticed very infrequently, compared to now.
Probably just because of his size. Yes, compared to now. Obviously, now it's different.
That's the key, honestly, is that we go other places. His beard makes him super recognizable.
Yeah.
And so even before all of this, even before he retired from the NFL, he was still recognizable because of his size and because of his beard. It made him very much like a noticeable person. Yes. And so, and also like, he's larger than life. Like he is that way, in the way that like he has like this presence about him that is like, so like he just captures your attention in like the most lovely way.
He's like the big friendly giant.
He is. And so it's so funny because he was and also Eagles fans are fucking nuts. And I say that being one. So I just want to, let me clear the air there, straight to my ISO. I am one. So I'm speaking about myself. They're batshit.
Yeah.
And so we've talked about a number of times, my husband specifically has said that Eagles fans and Philadelphia fans specifically relate to the trenches the best. So like offensive and defensive linemen. And so they are fans of the offensive linemen in a way that other markets are not.
Right.
So that also helped. He also didn't help his case when he got up on the art museum steps in a sequin suit and wanted to yell profanities.
But I do feel like there was a big change for the family, and I think that's where I'm like, does a part of you wish sometimes it could be back to the earlier times?
Kim, if I could be hiding behind that plant,
you're like, I would do it.
I would do it. No, I'm here because I love you and I want to chat with you.
Kidding.
But I would be behind that plant. This gets us like super deep in the weeds, but I have been. This is how I've sort of explained it to myself. I've never been the person who necessarily wanted attention. I think a lot of it comes from the fact that I've always been significantly taller than everyone. And so I've always been trying to like minimize the amount of eyes on me. And it could be a million other things. Like it could just be like a personality trait that I'm also reducing. But I just don't, I'd rather sit back and be quiet and enjoy time than have to be on.
Right. But I do think with the fame that you've acquired, you're doing awesome shit with it. So
it's the only reason why I would.
I'm also curious, and I just want to say in terms of Jason's height, I will say the clip that I posted from the interview of the two of us, the amount of comments, and I took a screenshot to show you.
Girl.
Well, because I guess I'm tinier than I don't know, people think I'm a lot taller than I am when they meet me.
Yeah.
And they were like, is this guy really this big? Or is this girl the tiniest thing? Like, our head sizes comparatively are one of the funniest things in that. I don't know if it's the angle, but it like really shows his size.
Yes.
You also seem to live, obviously, yes, you have this like fame and you're doing these incredible things, but you also seem to live a very normal life. Is that a very active decision that the two of you have made to maintain? Sure. And has it been hard to maintain?
It honestly, all of it goes back to the perception of our children. So we spoke a lot when we were dating about what we think our parents did and how we were exposed when we were children to different things that helped us along our way, and how we wanted that to also be sort of assumed by our children as well. So things like neither of us had new cars when we started driving. You get to drive the like junker that's kind of on its last leg. And so we've talked about like getting our kids a lemon, and like maybe it starts, maybe it doesn't, like good luck.
Have fun.
But it's things like that I'm super like hyper aware of. I don't want our kids to live in some like massive cavernous mansion situation. I want our kids to know that they have to clean up after themselves. It's little things like that I am, like I said, hyper aware of, that make me even more aware of than the extra stuff. We have a house at the shore, and we always talk about like how lucky we are to get to have that, because I know the kids that I grew up with that had beach houses, and I was like, that's the coolest thing I've ever thought of, that you can just go to the beach whenever you want, and you don't have to wait for your 1 week rental. Jersey Shore. That's so cool. And even that,
which like, also the rentals, we're doing our first rental this year, because I grew up with parents who had a house. But Joe and I are kind of like, we want to experience what it would be like just our nuclear family and maybe some friends. And we're doing a rental, and holy shit.
First of all, expensive.
Oh my God. I'm like,
very
good fucking
We got in at the right time for a beach house.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But it is one of those things where you're like, it's so exciting to get to give our kids these experiences. And at the same time, I'm like, not too many.
Yeah, I get that.
Because I want them to, quite frankly, I want them to not be assholes.
Of course. But when I get all these pitches for other people, I'll text my group chat. I'm like, guys, what's the deal with this person? Like, is this someone that I should go watch the entire series to have on the show?
Great.
Most of the time, they're like, no. So I don't. But I have the people in my life, which sounds like you do too, that you can turn to.
Absolutely.
For those questions.
Yeah, because it's not going to be me.
As a former college athlete.
Yes.
Which this isn't a set question, but I'm curious. Would you be deeply offended if someone like forgot you were athletic? Like, is that something that like deeply is tied to your identity? I say this as someone who like yelled at a friend when she looked at me and was like, oh, I guess you are kind of athletic.
I think I would be disappointed. I think I would pretend like I wasn't. I genuinely think I'd like think it would be one of those interactions where you leave and think about it for like 2 weeks straight, and then occasionally think about it for like years.
Clearly, I can't stop thinking about it. I've brought it up with her every time I'm with her.
Yeah, I would be more sad than anything. The problem is that I'm married to a professional athlete.
Yeah, I guess that's different.
Former, but like he still is. He's capable,
of course.
So that is grounding. Because I was a Division III field hockey player, and it cracks me up because I do think I have a lower expectation of people thinking that I'm athletic because of who people put me in the same
That's very
with.
fair.
And because I am about as self-deprecating as they come, I'm like, why the fuck are you making me a spokesperson for field hockey when I played Division III field hockey in college late? I was a 24-year-old senior. What the fuck are we talking about? I literally am like, who let this happen? Okay. And I've met a number of the USA field hockey players. The women are athletes.
Yes. No, they're incredible.
More athletic. So I think in those instances, because I've been put, and like, I've been around, I've had the absolute privilege of being around athletes who are elite athletes.
That was going to be my next question. As a former college athlete, like, what is it like for you to now have this opportunity to speak to so many incredible female athletes?
I'm trying my best not to fangirl always.
Yeah.
Literally always. And it's incredible. I love it because I get to speak to people. Like, I just got to speak to Asia Wilson, Paige Beckers. I've spoken to a number of athletes at this point, even just in, like, I went to something with Jason and got to meet Katie Ledecky and had a moment of like, like, take your breath away. Because you watch them and you cheer them on and you're invested in them and their athletic endeavors. And then all of a sudden they're standing in front of you or they're on the screen talking to you and you're like, what the fuck is happening right now? It's like this panic of like, oh God, you're so cool. And now I'm getting to talk to you. But it is incredible. And I really appreciate the opportunities that I get to thank these women for the example that they are setting in the world that I am raising 4 daughters in.
Absolutely.
That is the most important thing to me. I want them to know that although it is not a weight that I think they should need to carry, that I am grateful for the fact that they are an example that my kids will get to see. Because I still think back to, I've been asked before, what is my OG female athlete that sits in my head? And it's Mia Hamm. And I wasn't even a soccer player. I wasn't even a soccer player. But in that moment for women's sports, it was Mia Hamm.
Yeah, she was everything to me as a soccer player. She was my like...
And I wasn't, like, I played soccer, but it wasn't like I was some crazy soccer. No, but those are the things where I'm like, you could be my daughter's Mia Hamm. Yeah. And if that's the case, fucking thank you. Like, this is incredible.
Yeah, it's so funny. We take our boys to some of the Gotham FC games, the women's soccer team. You did the Dove thing there. Yeah. And because it's so close to us. And I was flying out of Newark the other day with just Joe, my husband, and they were there. And I had this moment where I like got nervous and he was like, are you okay? And I was like, do I go up and say something? Like, my boys love you. So my friend is actually their psychologist.
Okay, great.
So I went up and I was like, hi, like, I go to all your games. And then I was like, does Gabby Guzman travel with you to see if I could see my friend? And they were like, Dr. Gabby? No, like, who is this bitch? And I was like, oh, I'm friends with her. Like, so I got so nervous. But I think especially being an athlete, when you see these women who are just fucking killing it, you're like, this is incredible. You also have a segment of like places Kylie has no business being.
Yes. Most places that I am.
Well, I was going to say, do you still feel... Shut the fuck up. Do you still feel that way?
All the time.
Okay.
I do try to explain it to people because every so often when I say it, people get in the comments and they're like, you have every business being any place you are. And I'm like, you guys, it's not that serious. It's just a matter of like expressing my appreciation for the opportunity. And so... do I truly believe that I have absolutely no business getting to talk to the people that I talk to? Yes, 1,000% over and over. I'm still waiting for the moment where someone hangs up because they're like, what the fuck did I sign? Who signed me up for this shit?
Who agreed to this?
Literally. But it's incredible. And I always will have gratitude to be in the situations that I'm in, whether at the end of the day, like my nervous system wants me to be in them or not. Yeah. But it is... I'm so grateful. And it really is just a way to express, again, that self-deprecating, but mostly gratitude for the spaces that I get to be in.
A listener question on this was, how do you push yourself to do things that are out of your comfort zone? Because it feels like you do that a lot.
I do. I give a lot of credit to my ADHD.
I feel it's my superpower.
My supportive girly that isn't actually that supportive. Because I can compartmentalize.
Yeah.
In a way that is probably not very healthy, but it is helpful. So we're just going to keep riding with it. There's a lot of situations where I just think to myself, like, you can worry about that later.
Yeah. Are you someone, I feel like this happened to me later in life with my ADHD. because I think I like had my ADHD under somewhat control, and then I had a kid, and then my second kid really just was like whoop, and that's when I went on medication. But I feel like people will ask like, oh, are you so nervous for this? I'm like, oh, that's a tomorrow problem. That's a 5 minutes before.
Yes.
I'm not thinking about that now.
No.
Okay. So all the time. Same way.
All the time. Sometimes to a degree where, and I don't know if it's my ADHD at that point, but like even in the moment, sometimes I can hit it with a like, well, it's gonna fucking go how it's gonna go. Yeah. And then you're doing it. And I used to be the same way in school with testing, because I would see people sitting outside of class when you were about to take like a really big test, and they would be trying to cram outside of the classroom. They're speed reading the notes. And I would think to myself, you know what you know. You might as well go sit in your seat and stop freaking out.
Yeah.
But it was just how I compartmentalized. Like, oh, I'm going to take this test, and then I'm going to go eat lunch. And like, then I'll eat lunch. And like, it was literally... And so I still do that now. Like there are situations where I'll have to be public speaking or doing something publicly. And I'm like, well, I'm going to do it. I'm either going to flop and fall flat on my face, but like, I won't know until it happens. So why get nervous now? Right.
I feel the same way.
So I contribute it to my compartmentalizing that happens. I'm assuming because of my ADHD.
Yeah. I mean, I'm the same way. So maybe I want to talk about motherhood.
Yes.
You have publicly said, and I deeply relate, that pregnancy is trash and it's like a means to an end. So I'm actually pregnant right now. Yeah. Thank you so much. And it will be announced by the time this episode comes out.
Oh, I'm like, so excited.
Thanks. I'm almost 11 weeks. So it has been rough.
Do you know what it is?
We're not finding out.
Kylie Kelce shares a surprising perspective that has fans talking about Travis Kelce and Taylor Swift's future. Her honest take on family, timing, and relationships is now sparking debate among Kelce family followers. Is this subtle advice about starting a family before marriage? Fans are connecting the dots and reacting in a big way. Watch to see what Kylie really said and why it matters right now. This story is gaining attention across celebrity and NFL communities.